Hello, and thank you for bringing Tribal Trails into your home. It's an honor and a joy for us. Whether you're a long-time viewer or tuning in for the first time, I'm sure you'll find today's program encouraging and uplifting. The Bible says in Psalm 139, verse 17, "How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God! How great is the sum of them!" The Creator of the universe has precious plans just for you. How amazing is that? Some of you might be thinking, well, I've never noticed it in my life. Well, this is where God's grace comes in, as He directs events in our lives to draw us to Him and lead us on the path He has prepared. As we grow in relationship with God, we become more aware of His leading and our faith grows. Christians don't always understand what direction their lives are going, but they have faith God is leading them to something precious. This is very true for today's guest, Joshua Dueck. He is a man whose life beautifully illustrates God's grace and the blessings of faith in Him. Well, let's start off with your last name. How did you get your last name?
That's a good question. No, I was adopted as an infant, so that's how I can be a Dueck.
Was that been hard?
There were some challenges when I was younger, but.
And where did you guys live?
We lived just outside of Steinbach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many, did you have any siblings?
Yeah, I had some siblings. My parents, they also fostered some other children, and there was some difficulty when I was in elementary. There was some challenges there, and so I also spent some time in foster care, and I ended up going back and growing up with my adopted parents.
Just that part when you said there were some challenges, what is that?
Some baggage, I guess, suppose you could say, that was never dealt with. Some mistakes were made, and so we were taken out of that home for a period, and I spent some time in the foster care, and I was the only one that went back. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and thankfully, and that both my parents are walking with Christ, and so that's really good.
Mm-hmm. How was it like living just outside of Steinbach?
No, Steinbach's kind of a unique community. There were some challenges. You know, the only Native kids or adopted kids or foster kids.
So that was interesting?
Yeah, there's some challenges there.
Uh-huh. So everybody knew kind of that you were adopted?
Adopted, or I also was in foster care in Steinbach too. Mm. You know, my favorite story from elementary. So we were doing this play at Thanksgiving. It's a play of when the settlers came here and the first people were teaching them how to live. And I remember when we were doing tryouts for the play, then you know, all the people who wanted to be sailors went to that side of the room. All the people who wanted to be pilgrims went to that side of the room. Everyone who wanted to be Indians went to that side of the room. And so, you know, I went to that side of the room, and there's this one kid. He points out, "Hey, he's already an Indian." That was my proudest moment. Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, how did you? I guess you finished high school there?
Yeah, I finished high school there.
What helped you through your adolescent years?
Looking back, I can say it was grace. You know, God's grace in my life. You know, I only acknowledged Him in my last year of high school. But you know, I'm thankful I can look back and see His hand in my life, and so I would acknowledge that it was Jesus' work in my life.
So what does that mean when you acknowledged him?
That's when I made a decision that he was going to be my Lord, and I was going to serve him to the best of my capacity and understanding.
You know why you did that?
I attended a youth group in Steinbach. One of my friends from school invited me, and I just kept going. So
did you know about Christ?
yeah, I knew about him. I knew I had a real good head knowledge, but it was never mine. From the things that happened when I was a kid, I had a real distrust and a real cautiousness of trusting people who said that they loved me. But the people at the church where I went, they were different. Something about them was different, so it kept going. My parents were believers, and even though there was mistakes, they were believers. And so I went to church when I was a kid, and then up maybe grade 2 or grade 3, and then after that, then I didn't until I made the decision to go back by myself.
Okay.
Therefore, submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded.
Yeah, so my friend invited me to youth group, so I went. And like I said, there was something different about the leaders there, and something special, and that's what I wanted. So I kept going back, and then I ended up getting into some pretty serious trouble when I was 16, and I had this great idea. Okay, the youth group, they were going on this trip to Mexico, and I was a pretty quiet person. No one really knew anything about me, and I saw it as a great opportunity. This is my way out. Maybe I can escape. And so one of the things that you had to do in order to go on this trip was then you had to start attending church. So I started attending. And
why did you feel that you had to escape?
I guess just the nature of the difficult position that I was in. It looked real easy just to escape.
Do you feel alone, or would you just?
Yeah, then I did. Yeah, no one, because of my childhood. I was very secretive. I didn't let anyone in into the real Josh. Just what they saw on the outside.
Is it because of the foster care or just?
Yeah, it'd be connected to all of that. So.
Did you ever feel that you didn't belong?
That's actually, you say belong, and that's the first thing that really drew me to the faith. I remember this one day after the church service, we're doing a fundraising lunch or something, and I stayed after to help with dishes, and it's the first time that I felt like it belonged somewhere.
I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. I've been washed in the fountain, cleansed by His blood. Join heirs to Jesus as we travel this earth. For a part of the family of God. You will notice we say brother and sister around here. It's because we're a family and these are so near. When one has a heartache, we all share. sing. From rags unto riches, from the weak to the strong. I'm not worthy to be here, but praise God I belong. I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. I've been washed in the fountain, cleansed by His blood. Join hands with Jesus as He traveled His song. For I'm part of the family of God. For I'm part of the family of God.
Where did you go after when you said you went on this trip?
We went to Mexico to work at a camp, and so I'm stuck in this van with a bunch of these people who I became friends with, and I saw the same thing, something different about them also. So
So what happened after that?
I graduated. I continued to attend the Steinbach EMC,
Okay.
so it was really, really good. I felt like I belonged there, and
So what did you do after that?
after that, I worked in Steinbach. I attended Steinbach Bible College for a little bit, only just half a year. It was really challenging. Oh man, I didn't find much success there. And then I met my wife Helen shortly after, and so we got married.
Where did you meet her?
We went to school together, but I graduated with over 300 people, so I knew who she was, but that's about it.
In the high school?
Yeah, at Steinbach.
Okay.
And we worked together on a farm, so I kind of got to know her there. And then, I quit and I went to school and I didn't see her. And then this one day I saw her jogging around Steinbach, and this is a really bad story. But I drove past her, I'm like, oh, hey, that's Helen. And I park in the church parking lot. And then I'm like, oh man, I should go talk to her. So I drive back to talk to her, but I just chicken out. And so I park in a different parking lot past where she was. And then I had this realization that, I was living with all my friends, or three of my friends. We're all single because we're all cowards. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Drove back and I talked to her and asked for her number, and the rest is history. Yeah. And she saw me drive past a couple of times.
It's like, what is this guy doing?
So, yeah, and in next month, less than a month, and we'll have been married 10 years.
Wow. Did you worked after that? What did you do?
I was a meat cutter in Steinbach. Meat cutter and sausage maker. I served at the church. It sounds so weird. I got to play with the youth kids. That's what I did. So, serve.
So what did you do at the church?
I worked with the junior high youth there. It was so impactful for me. That was my prelude to the faith there. And so I was, maybe by God's grace, He could use just a normal person to maybe connect with someone else in my shoes.
So how did you get connected with this, where you're at now?
Yeah, so there's a big fire at the meat shop I worked at. And so, I was looking for a part-time job. I had a really great employer, really faithful, godly man. And, Helen and I, we had a young son. And I just had a really good, faithful, God-fearing man. And he took care of us, even though we didn't have very many hours, and so that was really, really great. And so I was looking for a part-time job, and I saw, hey, there's a job at Red Rock Bible Camp. And you know, I had gone to camp my whole life, a different camp, and I worked at camp as a summer camp counselor. Like, yeah, I think we could do it. So I told Helen, hey, what do you think about this idea? And she just kind of laughed and thought it was like, you know, she's the one that keeps me like, you know, on like the straight and narrow here. It's like, what are you serious, Josh? Anyways, a couple months later, we packed up our life and moved out to camp. And so we've been there for just 2 months, less than 7 years. So that's not a long time in real life.
Yeah.
But we have 4 children, and the only life they know is Bible camp. Mm-hmm. So they'll probably have a shock when we go back to the real world.
So, tell me, what do you guys do at the camp?
So I'm the maintenance guy there. Mm-hmm. That means I try to pretend to know a little bit about everything. But the real highlight and the real mission is working with our staff, mentoring them, discipling them, and walking with them. And so that's what I love doing, and that's why we work at camp.
And so who comes to camp?
So we do, it's full-time all year round. You know, the biggest question people here ask when they say you work at a Bible camp is, what do you do for the other 10 months? You know, we do camp all year round. Every weekend, basically every weekend, our facilities are rented out to church groups or youth groups, anyone who's in agreement with their statement of faith. Mm-hmm. And then from September to June, then schools come. And then we do camp with them, and we teach them camp skills, and then we do like a classic Bible camp during the summer where kids come for a week, and we teach them the Bible, and we have fun. We have lots of fun.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving.
I'm actually only there for another 8 weeks. I gave my resignation. So this is our last season there. So it's we're transitioning and trying to process that, and I haven't committed yet. I'm enrolled, but I'm gonna finish my Bible training. I've been going part-time to Steinbach Bible College for the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. You know, I redid everything that I failed 10 years ago or 11 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so I've got a good chunk done, and I'm going to go finish my Bible training. You know, to my dismay, I have a burden to teach the Bible. And I say dismay because if I had to call into anything other than that, I would prefer that, especially considering what James says about teachers.
My brethren, let not many of you become teachers, knowing that we shall receive a stricter judgment.
So that's the verse that I fear. And then we have a real burden to be ministers of the gospel in some form to First Nations people.
Mm-hmm. Just tell me a little bit, what would you say to a young person that is struggling in the foster care?
That there is a creator who actually loves you. There's a creator who actually wants you to be his. That there is one true God in heaven who gave his son Jesus, and he hurts. And he hurts with you. But he also values you. And when the whole world, everyone discards you, probably one person who actually gave everything for you. His name is Jesus.
Did Joshua's words ring true for you? Do you feel alone, discarded, and just plain hurting? Do you want to know what God has in store for you? I don't know everything God has planned for you, but I do know this. Jesus wants a relationship with you now and forevermore. Jesus did give everything by paying for all our sins on the cross. And if you ask Him, He will forgive you regardless of what you've done. We have a booklet to give you called Winning the Struggle. If you are struggling with loneliness or other issues, please contact us. It'll give you a biblical perspective on life's struggles and how to overcome them. Now let's return to our conversation with Joshua as he shares some encouraging thoughts.
I was on a backcountry fishing trip with a friend of mine, and I've hunted and trapped and fished and been in the backcountry. That's what I do. I've seen most of the animals. I've harvested basically all of the animals, and I saw an animal didn't even know existed. It was a baby porcupine. Now, that sounds stupid. I know porcupines exist, and I know where they come from, but I never seen a baby one. It never crossed my mind. And I was reminded of Job. Job's petition to God, and he's petitioning God, and he's convinced that he's done nothing wrong, and he hadn't done anything wrong. And God, in the end of Job there, God responds to him, and he says that he's sovereign. He says, "You, Job, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Where were you, Job, when I created the heavens? Where were you, Job, when I did all things? Do you know, Job, where the wild donkey," I'm paraphrasing, "where the wild donkey eats or lies down? Do you know when the mountain goats give birth? Do you know anything compared to me?" And so I saw that little porcupine there, and in my mind, I was like, oh, I was reminded that because right now we're not sure what we're really doing. I gave my resignation, and it'd be really great if I just, had a stone tablet here that told me what I was supposed to do. And then I was reminded that the God that I'm trying to be faithful to, He's sovereign. He sees all things. Where was I when He created the foundations of the earth? I don't know anything compared to Him. He somehow arranges the seasons and the animals. Baby porcupines are apparently a thing. So yeah, wherever you are, just remember, in the unknown or in whatever you're struggling with or dealing with, just remind yourself, even if you can't feel it, even if you can't believe it, just tell yourself that there is a God, and He's sovereign over all things. And regardless of what you think or feel, He has a plan, and He doesn't make any mistakes. So, yeah, Proverbs says that trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll make your path straight. He won't make your path easy, but He'll take care of you.
Thank you, Joshua, for sharing your life story with us. It's an encouragement and a blessing. Do you believe what he said about God, that He is sovereign, and that He doesn't make mistakes, and that He has a plan for you? It's easy for us to say this when things are going good, but do we still believe it when we're hurting and facing tough times? Even when we're unaware of God, His grace can still be present. Even when we don't understand what's happening in our lives, God has plans for us. Your faith may start out just as simple as reminding yourself what God has promised. As you grow in relationship with Jesus, your faith will grow too. God bless.
Oh Lord, you know the desires of my heart. To live every day for you. And with you, Lord, and this desire in my heart, I'll hold your hand and pull me through. I do not need this world, I leave this past behind. I've learned to trust in you, you're always on my mind. I can't explain it all, feelings when I pray. Believe me when I say it's you that I love today, today. Oh Lord, you know the desires of my heart. To live every day for you. And with you, Lord, and this desire in my heart, I'll hold your hand and pull me through. Old things have passed away, behold, all things are new. I will not